With Justice, the new informative, educative, and thought-provoking program is what you need to keep abreast with law and politics. This exciting and truly refreshing program is anchored by Justice Matafuro, a solicitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a soul-searching discussion here with my colleague. We've been dissecting sole responsibility under the immigration rule, those under 18 and those above 18 years of age as well.
Law Simplified with Justice understands that law is a powerful driver to human behavior. It is therefore poised to simplify the law and get you to take action.
We'll bring it to your doorstep and simplify it the way that you will understand.
Contact Justice by calling 07931 727 597 or email lawsimplifiedwithjustice@yahoo.co.uk. Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.
So let's take, for instance, a new case that's come out now, which actually now brings European Union law into a bit, at present, into a bit, it's a bit of a muddy water right now, in the sense that the Secretary of State can actually look at discretionary leave or look at the regulations for parents of British citizens. And in this case, we're talking about the judgment known as Zambrano, which we were discussing earlier. Now, it used to be the case that if someone was in the, let's say a woman was in the United Kingdom, has a child, and that child, by virtue of parentage, and I'm talking about the father, for instance, is a British citizen, but the mother has nothing. And I mean, this is in quotes. I mean, so maybe the father is not looking after the child, and the mom is the sole carer for the child. The Secretary of State would previously take the point that, well, this child is British, you go away to your country, take the child with you. When this child is of age, the child is free to come back to the United Kingdom and exercise his or her British citizenship. But the European Court of Justice has come out and has said, no.
That's not the position.
If this child is going to leave the European Union, then that's not right at all.
Absolutely.
It doesn't strictly come within the discretionary leave provisions that we're looking at, according to the Home Office. The Home Office is going to be considering this under the regulations, under the EEA regulations. But at present, what we have is what is known as a policy to accept such applications, grant the mom, or as the case may be, it may be the dad. Maybe the mom has the child and said, oh, dad, you have this child, I don't want to have anything to do with the child. So, you know, the Secretary of State will then, you know, give them a certificate of application, allowing them to work. So it's bringing the EEA regulations relatively, sort of in line with what we used to have under the immigration rules.
Right. I think it's a very much, you know, light it through in there in terms of the criteria here. You know, you did bring in a point. In the point you did say here, if I get from what you say, is in relation to this case law, Zambrano we're talking about. But the thing is that you just mentioned that this is the case law that are put up there, EU law, transported down, which you can apply that. Now, discretionary leave, you know, we all know, is that outside the rules.
Absolutely.
Now, standing alone on itself, the issue now, the question now is that this individual then have a child who is British, standing on his own, and have lived here for a number of time. Obviously, we have pointed it out. It could be any years or months or days you spent in the UK. Now, the question is that can this person come out? And what are other criteria, apart from the family now, which is very key, obviously, to deal with this matter. But these individuals that have a family, are there other criteria that individual can come in to make this application? Those that are under this non-protective cases.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. The Secretary of State would take into consideration if there are medical factors, you know, that kicks in the discretionary provisions, and in that kind of case, you're looking at Article 3 of the European Convention. So that kicks in as well. Family is significant, that kicks in.
Definitely.
And, I mean, circumstances in that person's country also kicks in at some point. I mean, if there's a war going on, or there's civil unrest, you know, or there have been a natural disaster, sometimes, you know, the Secretary of State may exercise discretion outside the immigration rules and grant discretionary leave. So, yeah, I think the point you're trying to make is that we should make it clear. It's not so much as you can only make an application and expected a grant on discretionary basis only if you have a child. No, that's not what we're trying to say.
It's wide.
Yeah, it is absolutely wide.
It is wide. Ladies and gentlemen, it is wide. Discretionary leave application is very, very wide. And as I said, it's a discretion. The Secretary of State has got this enormous power granted and embedded in the office to decide who to give this discretionary leave or not. And some people try to say, let me make this application, who knows? Although there's a policy of which the Secretary of State must abide in terms of deciding discretionary leave application. But as I would say, it is discretion. It is at his pleasure of the Secretary of State to grant an application. We've come to deal with the fact that this application could come under the European Convention on Human Rights, which is very key to it. And also, it may also come out from the other aspects involving the individual. Article 3 is very key here. Article 8 is the family life, is very key here. And there are also the case laws that can back up this application. Ladies and gentlemen, this topic is wide. And whoever that is considering lodging this application, it makes sense. And it is advisable that you seek proper legal advice so that your circumstance can be properly harnessed and application lodged on your behalf. And that is why I've decided to put up this program, to educate you and to get you thinking, get you working, so that you can take action and take charge of your circumstance. Needless to shout and scream, and you have no leave to remain where there is a leeway of which you can make your application and remain in the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that you understand that it's a wide area. So many issues could be taken into account, as Matthew have rightly stated out here, before considering it. There are cases that can back your cases as well. That's the most important thing for you to understand. And we've just discussed that. I think, Matthew, you said something about the family. The family is very important. You said something about the circumstance of the person's country. It's very key as well. You know, some people have a very difficult situation back home from their country. And it is very important, isn't it? The Secretary of State will take that into account. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. So let's take a quick example of that. As you would be aware, we've got unaccompanied minors being dealt with, but that comes within the protective, doesn't it? Yeah, but let's say now we're not looking at the protective per se. Let's say we're looking at a situation in a country where rights are denied to someone, particular rights that would be freely enjoyed here, but in that person's country may be denied to them. And that case doesn't strictly come under the asylum provisions. Yes. Then you may be looking at discretionary leave or humanitarian protection, but more likely discretionary leave.
Appreciate that. This program is getting interesting, and I'm sure you will bet on that. The telephone lines are open. You may just give us a call, and please keep your questions very brief, and we will attempt to give our opinion on that. As you know, there's only our opinion we give on this program. We can only give you detailed legal advice if you call us after the show. The telephone numbers to call me after the show is on the line, and it's 07931727597. And also, you can contact me on by email, lawsimplifiedwithjustice@yahoo.co.uk, and I will respond to you. Remember, it's important to engage with the law. If you need any of such advice and you want me to advise you and sit down and discuss this with you, please, it's important to let you know that consultation fee is payable when you come to the office. As you know, this is my trade. I'm a solicitor, and this is what we do. And it's important that you understand when you're being given legal advice. The phone lines are open. Give us a call right on this show. This is a live show. You may want to give us a call quickly.
With Justice, the new informative, educative, and thought-provoking program is what you need to keep abreast with law and politics. This exciting and truly refreshing program is anchored by Justice Matafuro, a solicitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a soul-searching discussion here with my colleague. We've been dissecting sole responsibility under the immigration rule, those under 18 and those above 18 years of age as well.
Law Simplified with Justice understands that law is a powerful driver to human behavior. It is therefore poised to simplify the law and get you to take action.
We'll bring it to your doorstep and simplify it the way that you will understand.
Contact Justice by calling 07931 727 597 or email lawsimplifiedwithjustice@yahoo.co.uk. Law Simplified with Justice, bringing the best to the audience.